Hi, everyone. Welcome. It's been a bit. So welcome to Copi Cafe. This is Rob and Josh, and this is Copi Cafe episode 70. And for those that don't know who we are, what we're doing, Cornucopias is a free-to-play, open-world MMORPG developed entirely on Unreal Engine 5, and it's currently in early access. It's an immersive game set in a post-apocalyptic skybound setting on an alternate Earth. There's going to be exploration, adventure, survival, combat, racing, flight, building, commerce, and more, all with 100% custom art, not store-bought assets. We're currently in early access testing of our first megadome, Toledo Valley, where players can engage in exploration and participation in the Cornucopias universe and also racing. So everybody's having a lot of fun with that, and I think it's going quite well. We've got some cool announcements coming up for you today. So in this episode, we have a little discussion about Uniswap, the PR firm Waxman. We've got new staff that we want to announce, internal testing going on of some new areas, and we've got that's it. We've got a leak. We've got a fun leak for you. So, Rob, before we go any further, what are you drinking today?
Well, I'm in my new cafe today and thought I'd celebrate with a nice cup of tea, but also this new cafe has pastries.
Haha, delicious.
Which I will eat off camera. I will
All of
spare you
those?
I'll get through them.
You better get some cardio in today, buddy.
What are you drinking, Josh?
I have a mystery drink.
Ooh. That is a mystery.
Actually, it's coffee. I'm on my third cup today. I'm exhausted, to be honest. But we haven't shot Copi Cafe in 3 weeks due to my family emergency. Thank you for those of you. I put it on Twitter, but my mom passed after a 8-week battle. It was all of a sudden about 8 weeks ago, and just kind of a shock to the whole family. But I want to thank the community. You guys were super supportive, and I really appreciate the comments in Twitter, and some of you reached out with DMs. And I'm thanking my team because you guys really filled in and helped me to get a little bit of space. I tried to keep going as much as possible, but that happened kind of until the last 2 weeks because we had to plan out the funeral and all that stuff. And I'm exhausted. That was 8 weeks of living in my stepdad's house, trying to help him so he could support my mom, going back and forth from the hospital, working around that. It's brutal, man. But it's a part of life, and we move on. And I'm trying to get back into work and still allow myself some space to grieve and stuff. But for the most part, I think I'm all cried out. Anyway, it's brutal, but yeah, let's move into the episode. So I'm sorry to start with the downer there. That was just wanted to be transparent with you guys and let you know why we took a break from Copi Cafe, because really it is our commitment to you guys to let you know what we're building every single week, and we want to keep you guys informed. And by the way, we didn't stop building while I was out. The team has been going strong, so we do have a good amount of stuff to cover today. And I also want to make one more comment. I was with family a lot the last 2 weeks, and so if anybody saw some poor racing times with my name connected to the vehicle, it was not me. It was family members that are not well trained. All right.
They saw some quite good times, so I put some hours in to try and get a slight advantage over you.
You did. I saw. I kept my eye on some of that stuff. I saw some good times coming from you on the yellow track.
Yeah, only the yellow track. Yeah.
I've not seen anything from you on the red track. We need to talk about this. Red track is amazing. It's amazing. Okay. For those of you not racing yet, we really are trying to get it opened up as quickly as we can and get a lot more people in there. So we might have some more on that coming soon. But let's go ahead and kick it off. So Uniswap. We have Uniswap. That's obviously, for those of you that don't know, it's a decentralized exchange. and it's on Ethereum primarily, I believe. It might have some other chains. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But we're getting on it for the purposes of the cross chain. We've always said we want to include all of Web3 as much as possible. Realistically, that's not going to be every chain, but we want to have as broad a coverage of Web3 as we can. And so the next move for us was to move over to Ethereum. And obviously, this is a continuation of the bridge that we've done in the past. And it's just a continuation of the general theme of interoperability, which we are in full support of. And once again, Cardano is our home, but we're expanding. So we're going to have an NFT sale coming up. That's going to be in December. Can't give an exact date, but we're looking at doing that. And this is just one step towards that. So we're going to bring Uniswap on, and that liquidity should be happening either this week or next. It might have already happened by the time this video airs. So exciting stuff there. Anything from you on it?
No, we've been doing a lot of planning for it. I think, like you say, it's baby steps into the wider crypto world. We won't be on every chain. We'll be on more than two, less than 2,000.
Oh, another thing on that is, Matt's been really trying to get into other communities, other DAOs, and get in front of other influencers that are not just Cardano-centric chains. And Neo Tokyo is one of those. He's done a great job of getting us more involved. You guys might have seen that if you're paying attention to Twitter, but that's helping us to get that traction in other communities, which is great. And another last thing I want to say is, as we get other chains coming into our community on Discord, we need to be friendly to all, guys. We are a project that is about supporting all chains. We love Cardano. We want to educate people about Cardano, but at the same time, we're not going to be getting into fights in Discord and things of that nature. We have to keep our Discord fun and exciting and inspiring as always. All right, next up is marketing. So I think we've mentioned our PR firm. We may not have announced who it was yet. Have we announced who it was yet?
You did on the intro.
Okay, on the intro? Oh, I did? Oh, okay. There you go. I'm a little off. So yeah, PR firm is Waxman, and they're really solid. They work with a lot of amazing projects, and I think they're going to do a great job for us, but we're just really going through the initial stages of getting to know each other. They're learning more about us. They're creating a 90-day plan, which is great because we just created a 90-day plan that will enable us to, hand them off like these are the elements of our story over the next 90 days that's going to be unfolding. So fun stuff there. That ought to give us a lot more coverage. And I think, Rob, that's going to just be, after a while, pretty invasive to your schedule and mine, because after we start to get traction, we're going to have a lot of interviews we have to do and things like that.
We're already lining up some podcasts and some interviews, and we, with the community now creating their own content, we've seen the start, like you say, join Neo Tokyo with that's was set up by Alex Becker and Elliot Trades. So we've seen the start of that. We have some quite big influencers coming on board. We will be here, there, and everything. Like we promised, when the game is up to a standard that we're ready to share, which it is now, it will happen, and I think people have seen it will happen quite fast.
Yeah, agreed. It'll happen fast, and I think just a lot of exciting stuff to happen over the holidays, moving into the start of 24. We're taking a very aggressive approach to the coming Bitcoin halving cycle in April, I believe. We're trying to really position ourselves, not just with having delivered as much as possible on the game side of things, but having the community be aware of that, like the broad Web3 community being fully aware of who we are and what we're doing. So a lot that needs to happen over the next 6 months or so. And
and I think when you do marketing, we can obviously push the game and the graphics, but we've always need something exciting to get people excited that they can see regular content, and I know not everybody is a fan of racing, so some definitely are, But for those that are not a fan, what racing does is it gives that really excitement. People can come in. It's something that, once you've collected all the holocaches, for example, you've reached that goal. But with racing, you can keep going again and again and again. And we've seen lots of streams out there. And then, there's lots of other stuff that surrounds the whole racing ecosystem. And it's very exciting for marketing companies and PR companies to get behind. So I think it is the right strategy to start pushing the racing league as we get more and more infrastructure and features ready with the bigger MMORPG, which will take longer, but those will gradually get together as we ramp up the marketing in that area. But all marketing is around the whole game, so not just racing. And
yeah, it's a common challenge that we have, is that as much as we're tackling, we don't want to be pigeonholed as we're just a racing game. It's just Toledo Valley Raceway or whatever. There's so much to this that we're building, but we can only release it one step at a time. However, we are still building in parallel, which is great. So we've really been working on SOLACE and SOLACE 2, and there's a lot of good stuff that's been in the works. So I'm really excited for next year, man. I'm excited for the land plots. I'm excited for all of the stuff that we're working on. It's going to be fun.
Which I suppose leads us on nicely to the testing that we've been doing.
Yeah.
We have over the last few weeks since we've been away, we've taken on a couple more staff members. We've taken on a new junior artist who's doing really well. He's helping with some of the assets that's going into SOLACE and SOLACE 2. As people may know, we've took on Scruffy full time, so he's now part of our family. But he's, as well as doing testing, he's also doing some social media. So those two worlds actually blend well together. So he'll be getting some live streaming of the game, which we've seen. And to do with testing, what we've started looking at now internally is SOLACE 2. So just like we're building everything agile, which is the idea of Toledo Valley, so you've got the small metaverse part in front of the racing game. So SOLACE 2 is allowing us to actually look at land plot placements and how they will sit within the whole theme zone. So the way we're working is we didn't plan out where all the land plots were going first. We want them to sit natural. So just like with SOLACE 1, we built out SOLACE 1, whole 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers. We built out SOLACE 2 and built some tools to help us build the other theme zones faster. Because SOLACE 1 took us about 14, 15 months to build. SOLACE 2, literally, it seems to have shot up within a few months, and we'll get quicker and quicker at building SOLACE and all the other zones because of all these tools that we're building.
Well,
so
there were
within
some
SOLACE
upgrades as well. So Unreal Engine upgrades that did help with speed to some degree, as we were able to utilize that.
Yeah, because Unreal Engine's changing, and I know that that's another update as well. We've actually upgraded now to 5.3.2. So we've upgraded that. So what we have is we now can walk around in SOLACE 2, and we can see lots of land plots that have already been kitted out. So we build all the land first, then we put the land plots down. We do some adjustments just in case they don't quite fit. We have a look how they will go. And we've walked around there. We have some early buildings. So there's some silos in there. There's some barns. There's some really cool, futuristic, retro-looking buildings.
This was Friday, right? That we all got in there and did that? That was Friday? Yeah. So I got to say, man, that internal testing of SOLACE 2, well, first of all, the last testing of SOLACE that has been done by anyone on the team, really, well, other than like game devs and stuff, was really CNFTCon of 2022.
Yeah. Find Joe.
Where we did Find Joe, and that was SOLACE 1. Significant improvements to SOLACE 1 and just the overall look and feel since then. Yeah. But what we saw in SOLACE 2, I mean, it's just beautiful. It's amazing. I was blown away by some of the new just environment and scenes that are created, the quality of the graphics, the plants and everything involved, the trees, all of it. It's just really exciting.
It was absolutely amazing. There was a couple of things going on that we have to test. We have a complete day and night cycle. So I mean, we started when it was pitch black. So we all enjoyed that first sunrise together. We climbed to the top.
It was hard to find you guys because I think I was running about 5 minutes late, and you guys were already up on the hill. You were late too. You and I were both late because we were in a meeting, but we had to go find them. That wasn't easy.
I started with a normal character, and I didn't realize that we were starting literally in pitch black. So I had to come out and then come back with a headlamp.
Yeah, they told us in Discord to use the headlamp. Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
So we climbed to the top of this hill, which was really difficult actually in the dark. And so the dark will last, a certain amount of period, but it did bring a new element and definitely a new element of danger in the future. But eventually we found ourselves to the top. The day we could look over, well, we couldn't really see much because it was dark and shadows. And then bit by bit, we went into the golden hour, and then it just revealed this huge landscape. In the front below us, there was some land plots with buildings on them, and they stretched far and wide. And then in the far distance, there was a huge, I think they're calling it Mount Solace. I think that was the name of a hill. And then there was even further back, there was a silhouette of even more mountains. And, we explored together in a group, just as kind of like a first glance, must be for about an hour. And you really did get a sense of the scale. Now, we went through some parts. So in fact, we went through to a huge lake, and we tried to climb to the top of the mountains there. And hope you like exploring.
Yeah. Well, actually, I loved exploring. And I did it over the weekend a little bit too. When I had some time, I went jumping around, trying to climb, trying to navigate my way to the top. It was fun. Yeah. There were different areas.
We're going to get some people in there before the end of the year.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Actually, we're not supposed to announce a timetable on that right now.
I never said who. I just said a few people.
True. Okay. But yeah, a lot of internal testing on SOLACE 2 took place, and it's looking pretty amazing. Land plots. That was another. Rob talked about the buildings. There's some new buildings. You might have seen leaks of those, but we're getting the land plots and the towns figured out, which moves us towards getting people with land plots, getting their NFTs and actually being able to use them and select their land and all of that good stuff. The great land grab of 2024.
Yep. And what we saw was one of many towns. We think there might be 10 to 12 different towns, all scattered around SOLACE, but building a natural economy and places to explore, and people will be based in some and have to travel to others. We are also looking, I think I'm allowed to say this, we
I got something else that is questionable whether I'm allowed to say it, so we'll be even. You go ahead.
Just say it all. Yeah. When people came to NFTLV, they were obviously playing the mining level in North Point Hills. We don't think North Point Hills is going to make it, I'm afraid. We do believe that the mining level is going to be actually put straight into SOLACE 2. So testing will happen in SOLACE 2 rather than
in the first place. Yeah. But I think
which is even more exciting.
I think we've also announced this before, where there's going to be a good amount of mining in a lot of the domes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that's okay. That the questionable item that I have, which might be cut from this video, is letting the community name. So we need to have some governance, and we need to start practicing governance and allowing Copi holders to vote on certain things. Naming of mountains, of lakes, of different areas within Cornucopias is a great utility for the community. So that could be voted on, that's going to be fun, I think.
Definitely. And, we'll have the final say, because we know some people can come up with absolute floaty names and vote them through.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's an experiment. If it goes a bit too far, as in it's not family friendly, then
it needs to, obviously. Yeah,
we may
we'll
have
have
another vote.
a say in that for sure. But I think our community understands that about the brand, and I think they'll vote for the one that really resonates with them the most. But we should test that. We should make that a testing thing as soon as we can have the tech enabled for voting around the Copi token.
We have an awful lot of districts and towns and points of interest coming, so there'll be loads of opportunity for the community to make suggestions, and we'll have some competitions, and your name could be immortalized forever. Maybe a little plaque somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have to cover there? Oh, well, I guess we're at that fun stage where we can cover the leak.
Oh,
you want to dig into that? Callum will pop some images up for us, but we've got several things here. Basically, this might already be out by the time of this Copi Cafe release, but our next build release for the game has a lot of fun new features that you guys are going to get access to, and we can go ahead and start with some of those. It looks like you're bringing something up there. Well, okay. So this is SOLACE 2 leak. This is a SOLACE 2 leak.
Yeah, so this,
which is not going to be available to them on the new release, but it does show something that will. Okay, go ahead.
It shows it exists.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is our character Lauren in SOLACE 2, just outside one of the land plots. To the left, we can see one of these futuristic retro silos, and in the future, just in front of her, we have some of the trees and some other land plots there. And like we say, the artwork for some of the buildings may change, but we do have hundreds plotted out at the moment.
And this is a fine example of the cloud and weather system, and also the day and night cycle, which is one of the things that will now be available. So we are making in the next build that either has been released or is coming very soon, we're releasing a day and night cycle. So you've had it on one version for the last 4 or 5 builds, whatever. It's been either broad daylight, or it's been golden hour, or it's been nighttime. Well, now it's going to be on the full day night cycle. So we've tested all of those. So now we're going to do that. I'm not sure what the hour cycle is going to be. I don't think it's going to be 24 hours. I think it might be shorter, so that you get 2 days in one day, or 4 days in one day. We're not certain of that just yet, but that release is one element that's coming out, which will be fun for you guys, get you some variety. It does mean, though, that racing could be done in the dark.
It will happen, yes.
Which means that there's going to be some pretty cool lighting systems that you'll see on the racetracks, and a whole new vibe and feel with racing that could be fun. Night racing is coming.
Yeah,
or it's here.
And I think that's, we have a couple of. I mean, we can go through the next build release if you want to. Some of the features that we saw working within SOLACE 2 will be coming within Toledo Valley and for the racing. So the date night cycle is one of them. Mm-hmm. We also have, I kind of mentioned something in Discord. Something's going to happen with the B button. What would that be? Well, we can.
You were hinting at the B button. We're gonna have to watch you. Remember, Waxman. They're like, yeah, we need a. I know that's not a big deal. That's a little.
B button. What could happen with the B button? Just a little buzz. So when you press the B button, what's going to happen is the characters now have emotes. So we're launching with 10 emotes. I mean, I have them listed here. I'm not going to go through them. One of them is a dance. 9 are other interactive emotes, which I think people will have some fun with.
Yeah, yeah. It's a fun little bell and whistle kind of feature that you've seen in a variety of games. But yeah, that's coming out. And we've also got game chat. So text-based chat coming out.
Yep.
So, and we tested that a little bit on Friday as well. And we also tested the emotes. They worked great. But that'll be fun.
It was a little bit buggy, so that's something, the community will help us with that, but we're testing that internally as well. We definitely need some help with profanity checking, but these are things that'll we'll build over time. We also have a new character come in.
Oh, you're going there. Okay.
I can hint with that. He will be called Cole, and he's inspired by Nikki. That's all I can say. This is as much as of a clue you're going to get. I'm not very good at it.
That's a good one. That's almost an Indiana Jones kind of hat there. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw Cole, I thought, you know what? I have a similar hat.
Yeah.
So he will be a fun character. He has things that will wave around in the wind, and so
Man, I almost wanted to give away a clue on what Cole will be like. That would it'd be too much of a clue.
Yeah, they might even have it by the time this episode is released.
It's possible. Yeah, it's very possible. And then one final leak is either out with this release or we're going to have it very soon. Is VoIP, VoIP, voice over IP. So you'll be able to talk to each other, voice chat within the game. Now, I don't know the details of how they're setting that up. We need to review that with the team and actually roadmap that out. Because eventually what I'd like to have with that is like, hey, we got, currently we have people meeting up in Discord. They'll just join one of the game rooms and then chat while they're playing the game. Ideally, we would be able to get a group of friends in a chat together, voice chatting. Yeah. As you see in many games.
It's a lot more complicated than people might first imagine. It has to be hosted on a separate server, or it could be hosted on the same server. So there's definitely bits to configure our end and test with that as it scales through. And like you say, grouping people together, blocking people. We probably need to introduce the friends system as well. That comes so there's lots of bits. So voice may be one of those things that potentially gets delayed, or if it comes in, we might have to strip it back as we test the various systems. But eventually, it is coming with either in this release or the following release. But I think it'll be exciting. I see a lot of people racing, and those that do join Discord voice is very good, but not everybody knows that. So having it straight in the game, it instantly brings them into a whole new level. But it does have to come with a whole new level of moderation.
Yeah, it does. It does indeed.
You can get pretty fired up racing.
I definitely do. Man, that was a fun race when we had 16 of us in there. That was nutty.
Yeah. I've done a few 16 races at the moment. There seem to be, I don't know, when you're okay if you get to a fast start, but when you have more than 8 races, it just becomes chaos. It really, if you don't get off to that fast start and then you're leading and you've got all these races behind you, it brings a whole new element to the game.
It does, because if you mess up and then you get bumped, you could get bumped into the rail, explode, lose like 10 seconds easy. If you're getting bumped by another player.
And even if you get off to a really good start, you'll come and lap them, so they'll all be there in front of you. So avoiding is difficult. It is difficult.
Yeah, when you're going 1,000 miles an hour and you come around a turn and somebody is just getting started because they just crashed on the worst turn.
I've done that a few times.
There's nothing you can do.
And we're doing some work as well on the XP system. That's obviously to come in the future with the seasons, and so there'll be different points depending on we've got a nice algorithm depending on how many people are in the race and where you finish in that race, and there'll be different XP points depending on what vehicle you're racing with and what racing suits. Are all that is being planned in, and will come in the future when we're actually saving those times to the cloud, which is also coming very soon. So I thought I'd just sneak that one in there.
Well, no, it's great. You talked a little bit about the kind of like the in-game economy, the reward structures and things of that nature.
Yep.
And we have, I wouldn't say been aggressively working on that, but we've picked that back up. We have the paper that we talked about a long time ago that we just had a meeting on this morning, getting that refined and fully, it's just at least getting it ready to where we can present that to the community coming up pretty soon. I don't know how soon. I don't want to give a timeline on that yet, but we're definitely working on it, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. The racing link. One other thing that I want to add, we talked about an NFT sale in December. The racing league is the plan there is to have a cross-chain race. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a big race at some point next year. All of this is preparing us to really have a fun competition. So we'll have small mini tournaments along the way to get us ready for that. You put a great planning doc together of the racing league, and I'm excited to hopefully release that once we get it a little further along as well.
Yeah, the idea is that will go over a number of weeks, and the number of players will be whittled down round by round until we get to a final round, maybe over 10 or 12 weeks, and then there'll be the prizes will be NFTs, definitely Copi, maybe some partner offerings as well, and we will try and have as many big prizes for maybe the top three, but prizes probably going down to maybe 100. There'll be prizes across all four classes of vehicles.
The biggest prizes for the final race will have to be done in person, which is
If we can try and get people in the same room, that'll be amazing.
Yeah. Ideally, we get either 8 or 16 or whatever it may be. We don't have all the details worked out yet, but we're getting there. We're moving forward. So that's the point of a lot of these smaller tournaments, is start testing, see what we need to improve and what needs to be, resolved. It could be that it doesn't make sense to race 16 for tournament type brackets. It could be that it makes more sense to race 4 or 8 or something like that. But because, the more racers there are, the more chaos there is, the less of an impact skill has versus luck, right?
To a point.
So there's a balance to a point, for sure. So we would vary that degree. Anyway, these are not really discussions for right now, but that's the kind of thing that we'll need to refine by doing small tournaments. Yeah, that final tournament is going to be, that'll be fun. In-person event, we'll televise it.
For the very first one,
live stream it. And
then we'll build on for that. And the esports won't just be for racing. We'll no doubt have an esports for fishing as well, and some other events within the game. So yeah, there's lots more infrastructure that we're building for other mini games as we call them.
I can't wait until we have fishing going, racing, and different mini games happening, where we've got a page on our website with a leaderboard and a daily fishing report and a daily, racing report, and these kinds of things that people could get excited about and go check how they're doing and all of that.
Yep. PvP, PvE.
Long way to go. Yeah, PvP, long way to go. Exciting stuff happening though, and it's good to be back. I missed chatting with you. We didn't get to meet as frequently as we normally do. Missed the team. Missed the, just being as involved and immersed and going 100% as we usually are. But it's good to see that we have a lot coming.
We've all been looking out for you, Josh. We're all one big family.
Yeah, we are. and I appreciate that. I love it. Well, thank you guys once again. This has been Copi Cafe
Not
episode
quite yet.
70.
We do have one more.
Oh, we have one more.
We do indeed. We have a community.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Community challenge.
Yeah, I thought this was going to come up during the emotes discussion, but yeah. What is it? Name this. Caption this.
Yeah, this is another image from SOLACE 2, and yeah, caption this and put the answers on Twitter, and we will figure out some kind of a prize. Details of the closing date, I don't know, because it depends when this goes out. And maybe we'll announce the winner next week's episode. We should be getting back to regular Copi cafes now, or the week after.
Yeah, for the most part, we should be back to regular until Christmas time. That might throw a little wrench. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. But
a little hint: the winner will be a family-friendly version.
Yeah,
we've already had a go.
Yeah, good hint there. Good hint. All righty. Well, yep. Thanks again for watching. This has been Copi Cafe episode 70. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye bye.